and welcome to another session of Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I am your host, Margie Curry, and today's session is with certified yoga instructor Becca Pello. Becca has been practicing and teaching yoga for more than 20 years. Now, we want to remind you that AARP empowers people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization that has over 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate for those 50 plus and their families. AARP is committed to offering opportunities for people to stay engaged from their home. The Mindful Movement series provides an opportunity for you to keep moving in the safety of your own home. Becca, you with us?
Hi there, Margie. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great today. How are you today?
I'm good. I see you're wearing your red. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, and happy Valentine's Day to you too. Thank you.
Yeah. So, in light of the day, I thought our practice today would focus a bit on the heart. And I'm going to two different ways we're going to focus on the heart. We're going to focus on the heart center, our place of emotion, love, and compassion, with a little bit of meditation work. But we're also going to focus just physically on that area of the body with some things that open the chest and mobilize the upper back. So, we'll get sort of two benefits from this being Valentine's Day.
Oh, that sounds wonderful, Becca. And everyone, please remember that before you begin any exercise program or routine, you should consult with your physician to be sure it is safe for you to participate. All right, Becca, let's get moving.
Okay, great. So first off, I just want to make a quick note that opening your chest or stretching the front of your body and mobilizing that area does not equate to being more compassionate, kind, or loving, right? Well, those two things don't actually necessarily go together, but we can pair them together in this practice as a way of just recognizing our emotional heart center and working with our physical area of the chest and the shoulders and the upper back. All right. So we're going to start out with just a little short meditation and breathing on self-love. So Valentine's Day may bring up for you romantic love, but showing yourself some love and compassion is a really good thing to practice. And when you have more love and compassion for yourself, you're actually going to have more love and compassion for all the folks in your life. So I want you to just sit up tall in your chair. Bring your hands right there to the heart. Maybe close your eyes if you like. I'm just going to start by taking some slower, deeper breaths. See if you can feel that area of your breastbone and your collarbones gently rise and fall. Feel free to close your eyes if you like. You're breathing as fully as you comfortably can, but you don't need to strain or force. Typically, your breath is going to be a little, shallow, just in natural breathing. And so when we pause and just take any amount of a deeper, fuller breath, that's a good thing. All right, now let's just meditate a little bit on this heart center. We consider sort of the place, the home of our emotions and feelings, our love center. I want you to think about love for yourself. And as you inhale, I want you to imagine that you're receiving love and compassion for yourself. It could be for your body. It could be a particular area of the body that's been problematic. It can be for your heart that may, have had a little bruising or something like that. But you're going to breathe in love for yourself. And as you exhale, I want you to just think about breathing out forgiveness. You're going to just forgive anything that you maybe have done or not done, right? Don't be hard on yourself. You're just going to let all that go right now. You're going to breathe in love and compassion. You're going to breathe out forgiveness, letting go of anything at all that might be troubling you right here in this moment. That might be holding you back from giving yourself love and appreciation. Let's take about 3 more breaths. 2 more nice full deep breaths. Feel and connect to that heart center rising and falling. 1 more breath. All right, now go ahead and let those hands drop down to your sides, maybe scoot forward to the front edge of the chair. We're going to start with some just warming up, loosening up, especially in the area of the upper back, the shoulders, the neck, the chest. So let's start with some shoulder rolls. Bring those shoulders forward, up towards the ears, and squeeze them back and down. Might take a deep breath with this as well. Inhale those shoulders up. Maybe sigh as those shoulders come down. 3 more of these. One more. Shoulders stay back. Maybe the arms rest on your lap. Maybe they hang at your side. And now just gently turn the head right and left. Always be gentle with your movements rather than forceful. That doesn't mean that you can't push just a little bit, for a stretch or a little added movement. But it shouldn't be painful. Shouldn't feel sharp. And it shouldn't be, like I said, too forceful. Next time that chin comes back to center, drop it down towards the chest. Now lift the breastbone up towards the chin so you sit a little taller. And then gently roll that head, shoulder, and then forward, back across the chest. Open onto that other shoulder as far as you want to take it, and then forward and back across. Now, if you want to, you can hang those arms down at your sides and even make them a little heavy, like they're reaching for the ground or holding on to something heavy that drags them down. And that's going to put a little more stretch into the sides of your neck there. Let's go one more time. And then with that chin back to center, pick it up. Now, sweep the arms out to the side. You take them as high as you want to go, right? Maybe all the way together. Maybe you stop somewhere along the way. Exhale them down. Inhale, palms face up. Lengthen the sides of the waist. We're going to get the torso nice and long. Lift all the way to that space underneath your underarms. 2 more times. 1 more time. Okay, now we're just going to let one arm come up. So either side, come up, maybe bring it to the top of your head or stretch it all the way up near your ear and take it into a side bend for the torso. Again, lengthening through the side, waist, through the rib cage. Just go the other way. Remember that alternate position for the hand on the head or the back of the head or even back to the heart if it doesn't feel good to raise your arm up and over. Still breathing in love and compassion. Still breathing out that forgiveness. 1 more time with this side stretch. Back to center. All right. Now, bring the hands to the heart, interlace the fingers, and just press out. Now, I want you to get a little bit rounded in that upper back. So this may be sort of as like a collapsing of the chest. But let's think about we're opening up the back of the heart, the space between the shoulder blades. Now, slowly bring those arms up. If you need to separate the fingers, separate the hands, you can do so. And then drop those arms down to your side. Bring the hands back together. This time, we're going to interlace the fingers, but with the opposite finger on top. So you have a natural way of doing it that you're inclined to do. Go the other way so that it feels a little awkward there in the hands and the fingers. Like it's hard to keep those hands together that way, all right? And then round it a little bit, broaden that upper back again. And then reach it all the way up. Feel free to separate those hands early. And then release it on down to the sides. Okay, give those shoulders just a couple little rolls. One more thing seated, and then we're going to do some stuff standing up. All right, so here in seated, take the hands to the heart. And I want you to pull back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Bring those elbows as far back as you comfortably can. Maybe lift the chin and sit up a little taller with a little arch. And then you're going to press forward like you're pushing something with those hands. Round the upper back and bring the chin slightly down towards the chest. So inhale, pull back. This opens the front, mobilizes the upper back. Exhale, push forward. This opens the back of the upper back. All right, so both are mobilizing our upper back, opening either the front across the chest or the back across those shoulder blades. A couple more times. You can make this bigger, smaller. I like to breathe in as I pull back, exhale as I push forward. Here's 3 more times. Last one. Good. Now drop those arms down. We're going to go ahead and stand up. We're going to use the chair for a few things that we haven't used it for before, right? So let's start out with that chair, just really any old way. I'm going to go ahead and just turn it like this. But what I'm going to start with is just getting beside the chair. I'm going to move it to the middle so you can see a little better. I'm going to stand beside the chair and just let my hand sort of catch the back of the chair. Palm is facing forward, right? And then I'm going to start to turn my body any amount away from the chair so that this arm ends up somewhat behind me. All right, pulling that shoulder back and I'm lifting up into that side of the chest, maybe even turning my head a little further. Sometimes it's nice to move the head back and forth, all right? So this holding the chair and then turning away from it gives us some stretch for the chest, one side of it at a time anyway. All right? This could also be done against a wall or a piece of furniture other than a chair. Let's stand now and just notice the 2 sides. And then we'll go the other way. So just turn, get that hand to, kind of hold onto the chair and then stand up tall, turn away from the chair. You're turning your chest. You may also turn your head. How much you turn depends on the sensation for that shoulder. If you need a little more sensation, you could step a little further away from the chair, like step further forward. Maybe turn that head back and forth. All right. And then release and roll those shoulders a little bit. All right, now let's take the chair and use the seat of the chair. You could also do this in hands and knees if you wanted to. If you wanted to get down on the floor. This is going to be another mobilization for that upper back, which includes our chest and between the shoulder blades, but it's going to involve rotation, okay? If you don't want to do it down with your hands on a chair, you could do this with your hands on a wall if you wanted to, okay? So that's another way to do it other than the floor or the chair. All right, so we got into our position with the arms straight out in front of the chest, pushing into that surface. And then I'm going to pull one arm, elbow back, and turn as much as I comfortably can in that direction. And then come back to center. And then push into the chair, the wall, the floor, turn, and then come back. Let's keep that going a few times. If you're standing like I am, it might feel natural to let your one knee bend. That may also be the case on the wall. But feel free to let them move a little bit. Now we're trying to get that thoracic spine. That's the part of your spine that has the ribs attached to them. The middle and actually the biggest part of your spine. It also can tend to be the least mobile, right? It's the place where we maybe not move quite as much. All right, one more time. And then you can either stay on the wall or the chair or the floor, or just walking those feet back so that we can extend out, longer arms, torso stretches back, push through those hips, take a nice deep breath in. Good, and then walk it forward. Good, come on up, stand tall, and roll those shoulders back again. All right, now, if you needed something to balance or to hold on to, or just want to have it there just in case, it might be a good idea to have your chair turned around, or again, you could be standing close to a wall or another piece of furniture. You don't really need the chair for this next one. It's just there if you want or need it for balance. Let's step back with the right leg. You decide how far, right? You can take a nice long stance or keep it a little shorter. Front knee bent, strong push through those legs. All right. Now, we're going to take the arms out in front to start with. Inhale, open them out to the sides. Squeeze back between the shoulder blades. And then exhale, I want you to bring your hands right to your heart, right? So one hand on the chest, the other hand on top of that, all right? And then inhale, open back out. Exhale, bring those hands back to the heart, but put the other hand on the chest first. All right, so you're going to alternate. Inhale, open. Exhale, alternate which hand comes in first to touch the heart. Inhale. Put as much of an arch into that as you want. Exhale, hands back to the heart. 2 more times. Good. Go ahead and drop those arms. Come back to standing. And we'll switch legs. We're also going to switch the arms a little bit. We'll do the same sort of thing, coming to the heart with the hands and alternating which hand goes in first. And you can keep that movement out to the side if you like that, or you can take those arms up towards the sky, up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring them right to the heart center. Inhale, open up again. Other hand comes in first if possible. Coordination there is good for your brain to have to try to remember which hand is coming in first and to connect those different sides of the body. Good. About 4 more of these. Good. Last 2. Last 1. All right, step in, let those arms drop down again. Deep breath. Good. Now we're going to do something sort of similar with this next one, but we'll step out sideways and open up the feet wide. We're going to do a warrior 2 position this time, okay? So I'm going to turn the toes in just a little bit on one leg and turn the toes and the knee out on the other leg and bend into that knee that I turned out, right? So again, the chair is just an option for balance and stability here as needed. All right, arms come up. We're going to take this arm that's here on that back leg and bring it around to the front. And then we're going to pull that hand all the way across that arm, across the chest, and open it up wide. Right? And then bring them back together. So you're turning the torso towards that front knee. And then pull across the heart, open up, stretch out. Good. Strong legs, push into those feet. You get tired, you can straighten that front knee for a few breaths. 2 more times. Pull across the chest, rotate, rotate, open, spread out, and close it back up. 1 more time. And close it back up. Drop the arms, step in, just take a little pause, maybe shake it out. Breathe in that love and compassion. Breathe out that forgiveness. Feel free to turn yourself around if you want to stay, kind of front leg close to the chair. I'm going to stick here and just sort of not have that chair. So turn the other way. Turning one leg a little bit in, the other knee and toes all the way out to point at the other end of the mat, right? And then you decide how far you want to bend in here. Warrior 2 position. Arms up. Good. We're going to bring that back arm around to the front. So we twist, turn. This closes up the heart, but opens up the back. And then pull, let those fingertips touch across your body, across your arm, across your chest as you open back up. And then close it. Pull across. We're sneaking in some good leg work here, just having to hold this position. So even though we're focused on that heart center today, we're getting some movement for the rest of the body as well. 2 more times. Last one. Good. All right, drop those arms, turn the feet, step it in, and just pause a moment, check in, see how you're feeling. All right, now we're going to do a little balance pose. Standing on one leg, hold on to the chair as needed. Let's bring that knee out to the side, coming into tree pose. Instead of bringing those hands up and out, I want you to bring those hands to the heart, one or both. Hug in those hips, stand up tall. Try to take that fullness of the breath right into the chest. Now, if you find this is pretty easy for you, you're not wobbling, you're very steady, then you could try turning your head, your gaze a little bit side to side. All right, let's switch legs. Take that foot down, maybe walk it out a little bit, shake out those knees, and then come on to stand on the other side. Take the knee out. Hug in, hands up to the heart up into those hands. Stand tall. You can feel your own heart beating here. Again, you have that option to increase the challenge if it needs to be increased, right? By looking a little bit around the room, around your space. All right, and then let's bring it down. Now, we do one more stretch here, standing on the chair, and then we're going to bring it back to a seated position to do a few more things. So let's take a stretch back with the hands on the top of the chair. Again, this could be a wall, or if you prefer doing this version of downward dog with your hands on the seat of the chair, you could do it that way. Just stretch back through the hips. It's okay to have the knees bent somewhat. Gently let that rib cage and chest drop, but you don't want to collapse, right? You don't want to strain the shoulders or get too heavy, so be careful there. One more breath. And then walk it on in. All right, we're going to sit back down. So turn that chair where you can comfortably sit and still listen and see as needed. Here's something to try. Everyone's probably got a different chair. So if this doesn't work with your setup, then do the best you can with it. You can reach back as I sit at the front edge of the chair, reach back the hands and see if you can grab the sides of your chair somewhere. It could be right down on the seat of the chair. It could be back and even on the legs of the chair if you've got long arms or your chair is short. It might be up on the back of the chair, right? On some part of the back of the chair. So just see if you can grab anything back there. If you can't quite get your hands that close in to hold, then you can reach back and just take breaks as needed, right? You can reach back without holding. So if you can hold on, you have a little more sort of push that you can put into this, rolling those shoulder blades back and sort of gently pushing up with the chest, broad across those collarbones. Try taking your chin down towards the chest a little bit. Roll it from side to side. Good. Bring the head up. Let those arms release. Slowly lift them up to the sides. Now you're going to give yourself a big hug. Wrap those arms around your chest. You got one arm on top, of course. See if you can really get those fingers as far back on your upper back as possible. Take a deep breath all the way into your upper back. Sort of like you breathe in the 360 degrees of the circle of your torso, this circle that the arms are making on your body. Take another 2 breaths here. Breathe in that love for self. Giving yourself a hug, a pat on the back. One more breath. Now take note of which arm is on top, okay? And then we're going to come back to our chest or stretch with the arms back. So again, maybe you're holding on to the chair. If you can reach anything back there. If you're someone that has the flexibility and it feels comfortable to clasp your hands, you could clasp your hands if you wanted to. Not a requirement, not better than the other positions, just an option. 2 more breaths into that chest. One more big breath in. Those arms lift up, and now see if you can remember which arm was on top, and you're going to try to do the other arm on top this time, right? So give yourself another big hug, wrap those arms around, work those fingertips all the way back, drop the chin down to the chest if you want to. Breathe into that whole circle of your torso, front, back, sides, even up and down. One more. And release, let those arms drop down, give them a little shake, maybe roll those shoulders. Now, we're going to do a little stretch for the hips. It'll also get a little bit up into this front part of the torso as well. Turn sideways in your chair if you can. Make sure you're holding on. And bring the front knee to point down at the ground. So the foot is back. Maybe the toes are tucked under. Maybe the foot is flat. All right, and squeeze that buttock. All right, so we're opening up this front hip. And then you can take this forward arm and stretch up and down. I like to inhale and reach. Exhale and then drop the arm. Do one more time. Maybe stay here. Maybe take it to a little side stretch. So I'm leaning towards the back of the chair. And then release it. Come back around to the front. Slowly over to the other side. Again, hold on to the chair. This front leg is kind of hanging off a little bit. And drop the knee down. Find a place for that toe or foot. Squeeze the glute here. All right, and then lift, lengthen, reach up. Exhale down. Doing this reach with the front arm while the back arm continues to hold onto the chair. Two more. We're going to hold this last one. Take a little extra time with it. So hold here. Maybe stretch a little bit towards the back of the chair. Side stretch. And then bring it back. Drop the arm. Turn to come back to face forward. And let's finish up with one more stretch for the hips. Cross the ankle either up towards the thigh on the top of the knee. If that's too high for your hip, cross it right below the knee on the shin or down on the ankle. Try to turn that thigh so that the inner thigh, inner knee is pointing more up. All right, sit tall. Maybe you lean into that a little bit. Keep it kind to your body again. Remember what I said about force. You want to take it to the edge that feels right for you, that you can breathe with, that you can still take in that self-love on that breath. And then release. Let's take it to the other side. Crossing ankle to knee or ankle to shin. Sit tall. And maybe lean into it. That's a maybe because some of us won't need to lean in. We'll feel plenty with sitting tall by itself. Good, and then release. Come on back to sitting. Maybe scoot back and use the back of your chair if you want. We're going to finish with just another little heart-centered meditation, right? So you could take your hands on your heart like we did at the beginning if you want, okay? Or the hands can stay resting in your lap. And what I want you to do this time is I want you to imagine that you could actually take your breath in and release your breath out from your heart center, right? From this space here where we tend to associate emotions, feelings, love, and kindness, right? So you're going to try to take in the breath through the heart center, sort of filtering it through compassion so that whatever you're bringing in is full of love and kindness. And then you're going to send out through that heart center love and kindness to others, right? So we're breathing in love and kindness, breathing in whatever's coming at us, and we're filtering it through our compassionate heart. And we're sending out back to others, to the world, to the universe at large, that same loving kindness from our own heart center. Let's take just a few more breaths with that. Again, you can feel that actual rise and fall of your chest, probably. And although we are still actually breathing in through our nose and our mouth, we're imagining that we're taking that energy, that life force energy that the breath brings us, we're taking it through our emotional center of the heart. And then we're going back out to the world with our own love-filled energy right through our heart center. Let's take about 3 more breaths with that intention. way. Let your hands drop to your lap if they're still on your heart center. Open your eyes. Thank you all for joining me for this Valentine's practice. I hope you felt a little self-love and kindness for yourself. I hope you'll continue to cultivate that and send it out to others. And we sure feel a lot of love and appreciation for AARP of Alabama for giving us these opportunities for mindful movement. Hope to see you guys next time.
And thank you so very much, Becca. We appreciate you too for those Valentine reminders for us. Valentine's Day. Goodbye. See you next time, everybody.
All righty. See you next time.